It's both. It
Yeah.
really does require both. I believe, for me particularly, I can't have a business vision without my life vision, right? And so I do work with people on both. And inevitably, what I teach clients is it's the microcosm of the macrocosm. In other words, one vision feeds another, and how you show up in one is how you show up in another. And so we do work with both.
Yeah. It's fascinating because I have found that out without knowing that you do that for myself over the last years. Um, because I was always connected to these human topics, but I was not really working in fields connected to that. Oh, I was an engineer.
Right.
There are humans involved, but the rest of the stuff is not that human.
Right,
So,
exactly.
but my father has worked in that field all his career, and I've never really paid attention to that. And he died in, what was it? Inside of COVID. Um,
Sorry.
and then I was questioning myself in that things as well. Where do I have this drive? Because I always focused already on leadership and how people are leading me. So it was more towards me. It's like, hey, if you're an asshole, I don't want to work with you. That part. But it came quite a lot from my dad and from the way he raised us as kids as well. But it was not conscious, like you said as well. And now over the last years, I said this is exactly the thing I want to do because it's a topic I have a passion throughout the last 30 years at least, and it was kind of visible but not visible, at least not consciously for me. And now I'm combining all of these things into my own business in the same way.
What's really cool about that is that I think you really point out something important about vision is that it's always inside of us. It's just that we may not be ready to see it. We may not be ready to be awake for it. And I do find it interesting that it did unlock a little bit as your father passed away. I mean, it's interesting, and we could probably have a whole other conversation around this, but when you lose your parents, there is this permission that almost opens up for you to begin to explore these pieces of yourself. And I think, I know that was the case for me when I lost my mother and my father as well, but it is really an opportunity. And these are the moments that we can reflect or look back. And I think it's amazing, though, that your vision was right there. It's just, it needed its time for when you were ready to see it.